today's bite-size session. I'm Mary Mackey and I manage the Family Information Service and the Send Local offer for Reading, and we deliver the service on behalf of Brighter Futures for Children. So our service is a frontline service that sits within the Reading Borough Council Customer Contact Centre. But because of the impartiality aspect of it, we deliver the service on behalf of Brighter Futures to kind of make sure that we adhere to the impartiality aspect. So our service has been in Reading for nearly 40 years now. It's a statutory service, so it's a legal requirement for all local authorities to provide a family information service. And alongside that, we provide the Send Local offer, which came into effect in 2015 as part of the Code of Practice. I have got a presentation and I'm going to see if I can share that, and I'll hopefully might be a better way to kind of present. Can you let me know if you can see the presentation?
Yeah, can you make it a little bit bigger, or is that not? It might just be the way that's set out. No, it looks like I can see it. It's just maybe my screen.
Maybe if I click on it. Oh no. Is it too small? Can people see it, or is it too small?
I can see it. It looks okay. Let's go for it and see how we get on. Yes, they will be sent out.
I'll send. Yes, definitely sent out. So, Family Information Service is statutory service under the Childcare Act and the Children's Act. And our primary aim is to provide information, advice and guidance impartially to parent carers. For Reading, it's in the Reading Borough area. So we cover any family that lives in the Reading Borough area. However, we do work really closely with our neighbouring local authorities, so Reading, West Berkshire and Oxfordshire, where we've got children that are at Reading schools that live over the border and vice versa. So we'll never turn anybody away. So if anybody contacts us and it is slightly out of the area, we will support them. This slide just gives you an overview of our Reading Services Guide. That's where our Family Information Service directory and the Send Local offer information sits. So I will send links out to you all of the URLs. I will strongly suggest keeping those URLs. I think some of the schools have added them onto their useful information page as well. We often get parent carers saying that they got to our service through the school's website. So it's really useful to have both the Family Information Service for universal information and the Send Local offer URL. For send information on your school's websites, because we do ask parents how they've heard of us, and often they do sort of say they came through the school's website. So it's really useful that if you haven't got that link on, to add it on there. And also your staff may find it useful as well if they are looking for support for families. Then it's always good to have that link through. So you'll see that's just an image of the home site. We are refreshing at the moment because we've had the directory since 2014, and it's in desperate need of an uplift. So we are refreshing that at the moment, and I'm working with a couple of the Senkos at some of the schools to make sure that we get the information. We wanted their input as well, so we're working with some of the Senkos. I think Rachel from Christ the King has been quite involved and has been really great at providing input as well. So who are we? So with the family, like I said, Family Information Service, our aim is to provide up-to-date, accurate information on any local services to parent carers, young people and professionals working with families and supporting families in the Reading area. There's 3 of us in the team, so there's myself and 2 colleagues. So we're a very small team, and we sit within the customer contact centre. We provide the Send Local offer, so that's all your send information as well. And that includes things like your Ofsted registered childcare, your support services, things like short breaks. Often our schools contact us a lot for the information on things like activities outside of school. So what can young people with special needs access? Services, weekends, evenings, after school clubs. So we will provide all that information. Our systems interlink with Ofsted, so we get all the Ofsted registered provision coming through on a daily basis. So any new childminders, any new day nurseries, any new after school clubs, holiday clubs, they all come through our system. And we will only publish on the site information that's been moderated and verified by us. Just to give you an idea, on the FIS and local offer directories, we've got just under 3,000 service records supported by about 400 advice and guidance pages. So there are a lot of services out there that parent carers have access to and professionals have access to as well. And I know Geraldine and team are great at using us. They will email us and just sort of say, I'm not sure, does that exist? How can you support this family? Is there a service that can support this family? If you're working with a family and you think, really not sure what is out there, then just let us know. If you drop us an email and just check with us, if it exists, we will let you know. And if it doesn't, we'll also let you know as well. Because often we do get requests where we just think, actually, there isn't one service that provides what you need. However, there's one or two to combine together that can provide that service. So what do we do? What do we do? I've covered that bit. I won't bore you with that bit again. So how we help parent carers. So a lot of the services that we provide and we support parents with, it's all collaborative. We make sure that we collaborate with parent carers and young people. So any information, anything that we develop on the directory, we do it with parent carer input and with young people's input as well, because what we don't want is a directory that is great for people like me thinking it's a great idea, but it doesn't actually work for our Reading community. So everything that we do, we make sure it's collaboratively and we co-produce it with parent carers. The information is accessible, so we make sure any information that goes on there is easy to understand, it's factual, jargon-free, and organised in a way that meets the user's needs. And we always do have a selection of options included, offering information in different languages, so the platform is mobile responsive as well. And these are the key things that parent carers really wanted. We're all very guilty of using jargon, and I think that's one thing that we're really passionate about to avoid on the directory, just so parent carers understand exactly what they're looking for and what they are seeing on the directory is something that they understand. Information is comprehensive, so we make sure that we try and keep the information as comprehensive as possible without kind of making it too complicated. So information is included for 0 to 25. So any child that's got additional need, we go up to 25. For universal services, we go up to 19. Up to date is really important. So every organisation in Reading, so including the community and voluntary sector we work really closely with, they see the value in having that information on FIS and local offer. So with that in mind, they make sure that information is updated and they keep it up to date for us. Any commission services, we're trying to incorporate as part of the agreement that when they are commissioned by Reading Borough Council or Brighter Futures, that they're part of the commission agreement is that they update that information. So when you are supporting a family, when parents are looking for information, the information that they're seeing and getting is up to date. And we try and make sure every information is transparent, as we are all accountable for that. How successful is the Reading Services Guide? So it was launched in 2014. On average, we get between 45 and 55,000 hits per month on the directory. It's very well used and very well utilised by parent carers. We try and make it as a go-to place for parent carers, but we also want to make sure that practitioners use it as a go-to place as well when they're working with families. On average, call-wise, we get on average it's 2,500. It has gone up since lockdown, because a lot of parents want information that they need extra support to access services. So the phone calls have gone up since this snapshot data was taken. Ideally, we try and get parent carers to self-serve on the directory, and we try and keep the phone line for our most vulnerable families. So those that generally can't use tech or don't have access to tech, then we keep the phone line option available to them. Brokerage, we do quite a lot of brokerage, primarily for childcare and for support services, and that's where we would actually intervene to support a family access a service. So if they are trying to find a nursery place or a support service, and they're having difficulty accessing it, or the people not getting back to them, we will try and do the brokerage between them and the service. I'd just like to stress we do brokerage and not advocacy. Often that's a mistake. We always get asked for advocacy. We don't do advocacy. It's purely brokerage that we offer. We have a you said we asked, you said, we did, in order to remain transparent and as part of the code of practice. We are inspected as part of the send inspection, and we have to make sure that parent carers' views are taken on board on things like local services, things like short breaks, childcare settings, even things like schools, believe it or not. So we kind of make sure that any information that we have or parent carers are fed back, we keep it. We always do a you said, we did, and also comments as well. So we add any positive comments, where a service has been excellent, they've really helped the family, or where a service hasn't been so great, we will feed that back to the service with parental um, agreement, because I think anything to improve services in Reading is always a good thing. We had huge buy-in from the community, voluntary and faith sector. They really value the information that we provide, and because of that they engage really well with us. So they make sure that they tell us about things that are happening within their community. They want families to access things that they are putting on for the local community. So, and what we do in return is make sure that information is available on the family information service and the send local offer, and we send it out to parent carers, practitioners, senkos, and we try and keep the information as consistent as possible. Reading has been used as a best practice platform as well, so it's really great to be recognised for that. How to access send local offer, and its success. So I always use the 3 C's: communication, collaboration, and co-production, and that's really imperative, only because, like I said earlier, it might be a great idea for us to think that the platform is great and the services is meeting the needs of Reading community, but we need parent carers input and young people's input to make sure that it meets their needs, and we were recognised for that through the NAFIS conference last year as well. And just to tell you, I've got my contact details here. So the service contact details. So any universal services that you want access to, email us at fis@reading.gov.uk, and any send inquiries that you might have, email local offer. And I've put both the URLs there for you as well. So if you want to access them, we have also got hard copies of the FIS postcards and local offer postcards. If any of you want any to keep at the school or give out to parent carers, let us know and we'll put some in the post to you. We also have mailing lists as well, because parent carers wanted us to let them know about things that are going on. Often they may not go on to the directory to access the information. They want to know what's going on this week, next week, during the summer. So we've got around 1,700 parent carers on our universal list, and about 1,800 parent carers on our send mailing list. We also keep our Senkos as Senko mailing list, so we keep them up to date. And through the Brighter Futures Heads briefing, any information that we share, it goes through to the heads briefing as well. So it goes to the head teachers as well. We also share, what I tend to do is do it simultaneously with Reading Borough Council as well. So anything that's happening, we'll share with Brighter Futures comms team and Reading Borough Council comms team to make sure that all information goes out simultaneously so everybody has access to it. And obviously we've got the phone line, that's Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. So anybody can contact us if you're ever working with a family or you think, I'm not quite sure, does that exist? Where do I go? How do I access? Does this service even exist? If you drop us an email, we'll be able to tell you. Have a look on the directory. I mean, I would strongly recommend having a good look around the directory. Look on the Family Information Service and the Send Local Offer. Familiarise yourselves with that information, because I think you will find it useful. The other thing that I would like to stress is we also have the Children and Young People's Disability Register. So any child or young person that you're working with or attend your school, or your service, if they've got an additional needs, they can register on the Children and People's Disability Register. By doing so, they get access to the Max card, and the Max card gives them discounted access, sometimes free access to a lot of activities, not just in Reading, but throughout the country. So if you have got families that may be able to access that, please do signpost them to that page on the Reading Services Guide for them to register. So that's that kind of rounds off my presentation. Hopefully I've covered most of what you guys want to hear. If you've got any questions, please do ask.
Thanks, Mariam. The slides didn't go along with you for me. I don't know if they did for others, but they didn't. I got stuck at slide 4.
Oh, so sorry.
It might just be me. I don't know if anyone else was able to follow them over, but if you pop them over to me, then I'll send them to everybody once we've finished.
We've also got the newsletter. The summer newsletter for the Send will be coming out at the end of June. So 27th of June is when slides will, sorry, not slides, the newsletter will be coming out. It will go out to all the Senkos, but if anybody else wants to be added to the mailing list, we can always add any other practitioner that wants to be added to the mailing list to receive the same information that goes out to parent carers. So if you would like to be added, just let me know and we'll add you on so you receive regular updates from us as well. And we will also be creating a universal information activities on universal services for the summer holidays as well. It's something that parent carers really, I think since we came out of lockdown, it's something that they really, really wanted. So we will be publishing that information as well. But if anybody wants to join the mailing list, just drop me an email and we can add you on so you'll receive regular updates from us.
Excellent. So Shelley has asked to be added to the list. I wonder actually if everyone could just pop their email addresses into the chat just so that I've got them so I can send the slides over as well. Bob's got a question. How regularly is the offer shared with the new social workers? How is it shared with them? And is it part of their induction?
Yes, it is, Bob. So it is part of their induction. So when a new social worker starts or a new family support worker at Brighter Futures, and we've also started doing that with some of the adult social workers as well that do the transition from children's to adults, informing them of the Family Information Service and the Send local offer. And I think we started doing that while we're in lockdown. I think we've built up a really good relationship with a lot of practitioners, and single point of access and the children and people's disability team are fantastic at utilizing and using FIS and local offer, but other teams may not be familiar with the service as much. So we have started incorporating as part of their induction to normally slot in a 15-20 minute session with the new colleagues. Might do 2 or 3 colleagues together, but I think it's really important that they are made aware. And on if you work for Brighter Futures or Reading Borough Council, the icon to get onto the Reading Services Guide is on their desktop as well, so they can easily access that information. And we also include an update in the internal briefing that Brighter Futures comms do on a regular basis, just to keep that refreshed for new colleagues.
Lovely, thank you. I think it's Amy Ellis has asked to be added to the list as well, so I will pass emails on. Sorry if I've got your name wrong. I feel like I've seen your name in an email from Rob recently, so apologies if I got that incorrect. Has anyone else got any questions? It looks like you have given a nice thorough presentation there, Mariam, so thank you very much. Sorry, I just interrupted you there.
No, you're very welcome. I think what we're trying to really do is, and if you are a part of a school, is one thing I will encourage is if you have got a useful links page or useful information page, please do add it to, please do add that link to your pages. We know that those schools that have got links to the local offer and FIS, the parents we have been able to support those parents significantly with accessing services. So it's proven that having those links on those pages on your websites does generate interest in accessing services. Sometimes we find that parent carers, when they ring us up, they're not even sure what they want. They don't they kind of ring up and go, I'm not quite sure if I'm to the right service. I've tried other people. I'm not quite sure. How can you help? And we will do a whole kind of, we'll have a good chat with the parent just to find out exactly what they need, what they've tried, what they haven't tried, and what services they've accessed, what they haven't accessed. And then what we'll do is we'll kind of, with them, we will narrow down the services that would best meet their families' needs, and often work with, primarily with voluntary sector organisations, but the statutory services as well, to get that support in. We also do track backs as well. So where we've supported a family, a couple of weeks later, normally between 4 and 6 weeks, we'll contact them again just to find out, have they got the support? Did they get the help that they needed? Is there anything more that we can do? And it helps us to kind of improve our service, but also make sure that those families that have been in touch have got the help and they don't end up coming round in circles again.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Mariam. Really appreciate everything that you've shared with us. And I'll put my teeth in. I will share the slides with everyone who's attended today. Thank you for coming along. Our next bite size is with the Children's Single Point of Access on the 5th of July. So hope to see some of you there, where we'll learn a bit more about how the Children's Single Point of Access operates, meet some of the people that you've probably spoken to on the phone, and look at what a good referral looks like as well. So hopefully see you then. Enjoy the sunshine and have a nice afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Mary, Michelle's asked to be added as well. Oh, I missed her. I'll make sure she knows, Michelle. Thank you.
That was good.
Yeah, very informative. It's really good to hear all of that.
And there was more at this one than the previous one, which is always good.
Yeah, so we had 5 at the last one, and then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 from, but there were 2 partners with 2 people from the school, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, that's good. Right, I'm going straight into another meeting, so I'm going to go make myself a drink before my next one. All right, see you later. Bye.